really
do
pissed
it
off
again.
ahead.
And I'd do it again. I'm probably gonna do it again today.
You also blew up an ostrich.
I did fill up an
Yes.
ostrich. Why can't I find my boss in there? That's just so sad. Oh, Kira, our friend that's from Jersey, watched our stream and she greenlit our accents. She gave us her seal of approval.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad to have that seal of approval. It's hard to get.
Okay. So you guys wrapped up with your cantina shit with a little bit of information, a little bit of ideas where you can go for certain things. And as you were heading through the city, heading to Timo's palace, you guys experienced essentially a void walker stampede, which are the primary animal mode of transportation, like natural mode of transportation that you have on Abafar. They were essentially giant reptile ostriches. You guys got cornered by them. Shenanigans happened. Shenanigans were failed. Ultimately to be blown up because for some fucking reason the medical droid has the biggest fucking gun out of everybody. Um, then you head to Timo's palace to start some negotiations. And while in Timo's palace, Iffy was kind of given the long and short of what Timo was willing to deal with, willing to give her rights to the Rhydonium for, and that is the head of the leader of the Haxian brood on Abafar. And he was in a negotiating mood until Galatea decided to make a comment and pissed him off. And then he pretty bluntly told everybody that if you don't bring the head of the Haxian brood's leader to him in 3 days, he is going to just make the deal with the Empire instead. Also giving you guys a timeline for when Imperial forces will begin to show up on the planet. And that is where we left off. All of you were heading towards the exit from the palace. We're here to the right page. And you guys were retrieving your weapons and such. Nothing seemed to have happened to them. The droids and guards are still relatively calm for the anger that you saw in Timo in the throne room. So, where are you going now?
Oh, boss, why don't we just ice this guy, eh?
We can't just ice this guy. He's a hut.
He's already said that he's not gonna partner with us, so I don't know, just saying, put him on ice.
Oh.
Go.
We can talk about this a little bit more when we get out of the joint, but I'm just saying you don't go around icing huts. People who ice huts, they melt.
Melt. Is that what they say?
They get melted.
Get melted is more fitting, I imagine, but just saying they melt seems a little strange.
Listen, I didn't go to the fancy school, okay?
Neither did I.
What are you talking about? You went to the temple, didn't you?
No, I'm not. No. He looks like a little ashamed, almost.
Oh,
Galatea pats his head. Oh, don't worry, Fuzzball. We love you
I
anyway.
knew you were going to call me that. I knew you were going to do something to have an excuse to call me that name, and I don't know why. He just pinches the bridge of his nose.
Oh, I was trying to be friendly. Oh, well.
sorry.
Oh.
I like
Sorry about
that. Back to the
disappointed
yacht.
dad Joe. It's my favorite version of Joe.
It is very good. It is very good.
Let's get back to the yacht, yeah?
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk over. We gotta go back to the drawing board a little bit.
No, you
here.
had it right. But you had it right first, boss. We had stuff to take over.
We also got stuff to take over. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to your damaged yacht. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
Yep.
and just to get out of town a little bit. This is not a safe place to discuss business.
No, not in the lobby of the Hut Palace. Um, so you guys start heading out, and it's starting to get evening time at this point. You can see the suns are starting to slowly head over the canyon wall. It's probably got another couple of hours of daylight left, but the really really intense heat that you all felt um as you were coming through the city before heading towards the palace, and as you were heading up the canyon walls to the palace, it's starting to fade, though it also is seeming to take a lot longer than you might expect for what you guys know of a desert planet. And that reminds me that I have not put the yacht's map in Roll20. My bad. I have it somewhere. I think I do. I think I shared it with y'all.
You did share the map. I don't think it was in Roll20.
I remember seeing that.
Yes, you did show it to us.
There it is. I have found it. Let me download it and put it in Roll20.
Is there a quick, not a quick link, but is there, could you put it in quick links too, just so when we're not actually on the map? Well, never mind. I guess if we just in the map, it doesn't matter. But
I will
once we're like,
do
sorry, go ahead.
something for it after the game.
Yeah. Once we're like mostly out of the city, um, Kane will look over to Galatea and be like, "So, did you want to explain what that was in the Hut's throne room? Why you just had to blatantly go out on a limb to put all of our necks on the line? Is there any
What are
reason
you
for that?"
talking about? I was just telling the truth. Jeez.
She's
He was
going to
acting
get
like
us
he was some
killed.
sort of he was acting like some sort of big shot CEO guy. He's just small fry. He's small
So,
fry pretending to be a big fry.
so two things here. Two things. First, Galatea. Galatea,
Yeah.
Gal. You know I love you, right?
I'm seeing a butt at the end of this boss.
You know you've never done anything wrong, right?
I don't
That's
fuck.
just not true.
Oh, shut up. Oh,
But we got to talk about this hyping thing. We got to redirect the hyping sometimes. You see, we can use the hyping for these next fellas because they're all droids, right? So you can take point on this one even.
oh.
But when we're dealing with huts, we gotta let me do the talking, right?
Well, I was letting you do the talking, boss.
You almost got us shot. You almost got all of us shot in the span of 10 seconds.
All I said was it's not like he's an upstanding CEO. I don't know why he had to go get us tail up in a twist.
God's
See,
above.
that's the problem though with the hut. That's like walking up to him and telling him his processor ain't shit. You know what I'm saying here, capiche?
I mean, yeah, I'd get a little ruffled. I wouldn't try and kill him.
But let's say you weren't just you, Gal, right? Let's say you were like the big chief, right? All the other droids on the town, they all answer to you. Then some other little droid shows up, a gonk droid. Yeah, let's say it's a gonk droid. A gonk droid shows up, tells you, "Hey, Gal, I don't like your processor. It's 20 years old. What are you doing running around with that?" It's a gonk droid. What's that to you? You ice him, right?
I guess.
We're to huts. We're gonk droids.
Well, then why are we dealing with them then? Why don't?
Because since they're way higher up, they know everybody. You know how we were back on Hapes?
Yeah.
That's what a hut is to everybody outside of Hapes.
Well, if that's the case, boss, then why don't we do a little, magicking to magic somebody off without making them think it was us? Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'd like to do, but we still gotta do the negotiating. We gotta put on a show.
I mean, we. So the plan is to turn them on each other and then reap the rewards. Is what I'm hearing.
We could do that. We could do that. That was an idea. Now we may need to rethink things. This hut don't sound like you want to deal with us no more.
Not a surprise. Which raises the question, if we can't have a contact through the hut, how are we going to fix the ship and leave? There's no one else here who would have contacts that would have parts to fix the ship, right?
Except maybe these droid fellas.
That's also true. Suppose you're right.
I mean, if he wants the droid's head on a pike, then that means the droid's gonna probably want his head on a pike. You know what I'm saying?
Aren't you like a doctor?
Yeah.
Listen.
What's it to you?
It's just there's palpable confusion.
Do you have any idea how many poisonings doctors do back at the consortium? Any idea?
I'd like to revisit the head on a pike thing and the gun. There's been no mention of her using poisons. It's been very explicitly gun or head removal.
Well, you know,
Look, sometimes the best way to make sure your people stay healthy is if the problems are dead.
Right, this is an evolution. See, when I got her just to taste my food, you see. Look after me, make sure I wasn't getting poisoned, maybe poison a couple of my enemies. But, changing times require changing solutions.
How did you
Guys,
end up
adapt,
with a
overcome.
gun? You got her to taste food for you?
Yeah.
Let's go to the droids, please. Take me
Well,
to
we
the
need to
droids.
talk about what we're gonna do so we're all on the same page, so we don't have any more hut situations.
I am going to keep my mouth shut and let you handle it.
Well,
You, and I'll point to Galatea, should also keep your mouth shut and let her handle it.
Well, she said I could take point on this.
Yeah, I'm actually
don't-
gonna trust Gal on this one.
So, as a matter of
Why?
point, as something that may have been overlooked, they do have a lot of droids in this, but it is also cybernetic humans.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought it was all droids.
No, so
Alright.
droids make up a solid like 70%, but
Right,
the
right.
rest of it's going to be cybernetic and augmented humans primarily.
Thank you so much. I forgot that.
Please, for the love of God, don't let her talk.
all right.
Very
Look,
rude, fuzzball.
Stop.
How about this, Gal? If I don't look right at you, then you don't talk, right? If I want you to chime in, I'll look right at you. Yeah?
But you said I could handle it, boss. I got this. We just need them to start a war with the Huts, right? Leave it to me.
Kane just pinches his nose and is just, ugh.
Are you okay there, fuzzball? You keep scratching your nose. Do I need to take a look at it for you?
No, I'm just dying.
Oh well, that's even worse. Here, come sit on the bench. Let me
Don't touch me. No.
get out.
I'm being facetious.
Well, if you were hungry, you should have just said so.
Oh my
You know,
god.
I had her tasting my food, but originally she was a companion droid. That's in her programming.
Yep, that's me.
I'm... What?
Congratulations, you broke Kane.
Kane, he's tapping out.
Right. So, we're gonna hear them out. We're gonna see what they want. They probably want the Hutt's head on a platter. But what we gotta figure out is which one of these two groups is dirtier. The rebels, they want everything done on the up and up. So I figure if somebody's head is gonna end up on a platter, maybe it should be the dirtier of the two. My gut says the Hutt is probably gonna be a little bit more presentable, but we won't know that until we go talk to these fellas.
Well,
So we're
I'm
gonna
just
play it cool.
saying, the Hutt's
Go for it.
already said that he's gonna make a deal with the Empire. That's pretty dirty, yeah?
It is pretty dirty, but he's allowed to do that. It ain't illegal.
But if we kill him without making it making us think like we did it, then it won't be illegal either. That's how it works back in Haven, right?
That's the end goal here. But we can't go hitting at people before we
Uh,
know what we're dealing with on both sides.
just saying, if I find one of the droid's guns, I can make it look like an X.
You don't start blasting. Don't start blasting unless I give you the signal.
All right, you're the boss. Sigh. Lowers my fedora.
Why is this the one time that you're less deferential to her? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I don't care. Just don't answer that. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but out of character checking, is everybody all right with that? Because
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay,
Just
cool.
grief. Giving grief is fun. I get to be the chaos character this campaign. I don't normally get to be the chaos.
It's
no.
very fun. I'm enjoying this shtick very much.
Oh. Okay, so it sounds like you guys are going to be trying to contact the Haxian Brood. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you wanting to do that immediately, or are you wanting to wait?
Let's get cleaned up first because we're probably still all dirty and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then see if they're up for meeting tonight. If not, then we can meet them tomorrow.
Okay. So y'all are having most of this conversation as you're walking back towards the spaceport. And you manage to get back to the spaceport where your space yacht is sitting and waiting. And there's a couple of droids kind of meandering about, and one or two looks like dock workers essentially that are kind of looking at the ship now. And because you guys came in, it's not the best looking ship at the moment. It's been roughed up a little bit. And if you recall, there was the primary piece that you needed to actually get off the world. But there was some other damage that was going on with the ship as well. And as soon as they spot Iffy coming through, very clearly the leader of this strange band, and the one that probably has the money, one of them really quickly kind of hurries over, and it's this very, very stout, very round looking human. He's got really sun-tanned, kind of wind-burned skin. He's clearly been here for a while. His overalls and like jumpsuit are just covered in grease and dirt and everything, but you can kind of make out on his breast pocket, it looks like it says Chief something. It is smudged out. So he's probably, from what you can assume, higher up in the maintenance or workers of the spaceports here. Um, he kind of looks you over, Iffy, and seems to second guess himself and clear his throat and like wipe his hands on his overalls, but doesn't really do much. And he gives like a little nod as a little bit slower walks up to you, like, we're seeing that your ship has some damage on it.
Yeah, sure does.
You know, if you have some credits, we can help you in our downtime.
I got plenty of credits. What I don't got is any way of knowing you're the man for the job. I mean, Don't you got any lady mechanics around here?
And he just kind of looks confused for a moment and kind of looks around. And the other two like mechanics that you see are both men, and he's like, uh, not not in the mechanics. Uh, the spaceport controls run by a missus, but she she don't do none of this.
I sort of look over at Galatea, uh, and then look back over at them as if to say, ugh, people from outside the cluster don't know how to do things. Uh, right, well, um, she don't know much about this sort of stuff, you saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, she knows ships, but she don't fix ships.
Would she happen to know more people who do fix ships?
Well, but everybody that fixes ships around here are here. I
You're
mean,
telling
there's
me
the
there's
swoop bikers
nobody.
out there, but that's swoop bikes.
You're telling me there's nobody else out here on this entire settlement who fixes ships, but you and you and you.
And they seem to just be getting more and more confused by this line of questioning. And the kind of the chief engineer dude kind of takes a step back and like starts rubbing his like hands like nervously on like his pant legs. Uh, I mean, yes,
All right, all right.
maybe.
Oh,
Well, listen up, buddy. How do I know you got what it takes here?
I don't know.
Well, take a look at the ship. Tell us what you think is wrong, then. Give us an assessment. We'll go from there.
Kane is looking continuously more stressed.
And
Just infinite, like each passing second is like, oh no, oh god, oh please, for the love of God.
so he kind of shuffles over to the other like mechanics and kind of talks to them quietly, like head bent, and then you see them kind of do a round of the ship. Clearly not going inside at the moment. They've not been invited to look inside. And one of them you even see gets up on kind of a ladder rigging system so they can see the top of the ship and kind of poke around a little bit. And then finally they kind of meet up again and come back to you. Well, I mean, outside it looks like you've got some panels that you need to get replaced. Your outer hull is not looking great. I don't know what's going to handle exit and re-entry again very well. And then looks like one of your gun bays is a little messed up. I can't really tell you what's going on with it without being inside, but looks like at the very least it needs a patch job.
Marcy, Risha, what do you guys think?
I just want to get the parts so I can fix the ship.
Hmm.
You need parts? What parts do you need?
Let's see. Hypermator reactor.
Hmm.
Turrets are damaged. There's also hull damage.
Yeah. We saw the hull damage, and again, the guns look like they could use some help. But I mean, I guess if you want to just seal the door to them, you can just leave them. But then you're going without a turret. But paper matter reactor.
That's
Uh,
that's the MacGuffin.
you kind of see him like rubbing his chin, and the other mechanics in the standing a couple feet behind him are silent for a moment, and then one kind of perks up and really quickly leans forward and whispers to the engineer. And he listens and nods. And then he seems to kind of straighten himself up and kind of puff out his chest a little bit. Oh, there's a ship out in the void that might have a matching reactor.
The void.
Yeah. It crashed a couple months ago now, but it's so far out there that it's just too much of a pain to go out there all the time, so we just left it there, figuring if we ever needed anything, we know where it's at. It seemed. Oh well, you don't need. It's out there.
Can I try and get a read on this guy? Like, is he fucking with us here?
Let me see.
Oh. This motherfucker's like, oh, that part? Yeah, we have a ship that has that. Well, we don't have a ship that has it. There is a ship that has it. And we don't have it. It's actually in the desert. We just left it there. You know, just in case.
Oh, and we don't know if it might have a part. We didn't check.
But it's probably got it.
Probably.
Totally isn't an ambush setup.
What?
Absolutely not.
But at the same
What
time,
kind of, like, Kane is just watching this whole, like, listening to this whole thing go down, just like, holy shit. This is as backwater as it gets. This city is so far back behind water. It literally could not get. It is the last thing before. It is the last thing, the furthest behind water one could ever get.
You can roll a cool or a perception with 2 purple. I don't really care which.
All right, well, let me take a look here. Cool or perception? It's cool. Cool is looking good. Cool is looking good. We'll do cool. 2 purples, he said?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, really quick, did we ever sync the dice pool?
yes, we did.
You have to click the sync button. I have
Oh,
uploaded it.
oh, okay. Okay, cool. There we go.
I just did.
That's a lot of additional insight.
Yeah, without any purple, so.
Oh shit! Sorry, I thought I hit
Womp
PP
womp.
in the thingy, and then it just
Beep.
yeah. I told it to accept PP, and then it did
Remember
not.
that
and...
you like have to click out of the box if you're gonna type things in.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Let me roll those purples for you. I was like, oh wow, I did great.
Hold up. Can we have a quick tutorial on what these symbols mean? Because it's like session 3 and I still don't know what they do.
Okay, so the little explosion symbol is a success.
Uh-huh.
So in
Okay.
order to actually successfully do what you're wanting to do, you need successes. The little
Okay.
wing symbol is your advantages. Advantages give you good things that may not necessarily mean that you're succeeding in what you're trying to do, but other good shit happens.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need more bangs. Bangs are good. And then the little angel wings, those just make the good parts gooder. And those 2 upside down triangles, those are anti-angel wings.
No, those are failures.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
the anti-angel wings are the empire symbol.
Yes. I think so.
So these triangles are not
So,
successes.
yeah, the
Yes.
triangles go against the little explosion symbol.
Okay.
And so this is you're rolling everything and it's all subtracting from each other. So you need successes to do what you're wanting to do. Advantages can either make what you're wanting to do really good, or even if you fail at what you're wanting to do and you have advantages, then other good shit can happen. So here, technically, if you just failed that.
Okay.
Because she
With
has
advantage.
with advantage.
There's a
So
bunch
she
of
rolled
advantage.
she rolled 2 failures and 1 success. So
Gotcha.
one failure, one success cancels each other out, leaving her with one failure and a bunch of advantages.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's
So she failed, but a bunch of good shit.
yeah, so she gets other things, just not
Okay.
what she was looking for.
Okay. Thank you.
And then there's one more symbol that you get, but you only get that off of red die. And
Okay.
that's your disadvantage. Wait, ignore that. I'll explain them when they come up so that you actually can see them.
Thank you. Thank you.
There is also a cheat sheet in the cheat sheet.
Yes, there are
Section.
cheat sheets in the Discord. I have provided a lot of resources. The giant cheat sheet one that's just like the full on packet is literally the best thing I have ever discovered. It is the system cheat sheet one. So if you go to the cheat sheet channel in Discord, the full system cheat sheet, it is a giant like PDF. But it has the quick and simple answer to pretty much every question you might have about the mechanics of this game.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't see this at all.
And then there is the image there too of the various dice.
Okay.
Piper is blind, confirmed.
I mean, I
Yes.
do literally have an eye patch on.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I know you do.
Aw.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that and then I was like, oh.
Jin's just being extra mean tonight.
And just being mean now, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So
you just choose not to look sometimes.
So you're trying to get a read on this guy, Iffy, and I mean, to you, he seems like the average, like, hyped up mechanic, you know, construction person, whatever you might have encountered. That like they're trying to make a quick buck. They're trying to make a quick buck. He's offering some labor, some information, whatever you're needing to make a quick buck. However, because you have all those advantages, you don't remember anything super, super specific. But you do remember in kind of your pre-research before you came here for these meetings that it's not uncommon for ships and bikes and transports to go down in the kind of reaches of the void and just kind of be left there because there's not enough like infrastructure or manpower to fully salvage the ships at the moment. So at least that part of the story seems to be plausible.
All right. So at least that part checks out. All right. So this ship that may be there, whereabouts would we be looking?
And he kind of looks over at his like the other two mechanics and looks back at you. Depends on if you're gonna give the credits.
I see a businessman, a businessman. That's so? You a businessman?
I'd like to think so.
All right, well, let's talk business then. What's your rate?
He kind of looks over at his friends, and you see him very obviously doing essentially calculations in his head, almost like a mouthing out to himself what he's considering. And he looks back at you. Well, 30 credits. We'll give you the location.
Character, I was expecting him to charge way more than that. All right.
He's not the brightest tool in the box.
I'm getting that. I'm getting that. I'm getting that. Let's see. All right. 30 credits. Come on now. You and I, you're a businessman, I'm a businesswoman. We both know. That's double what you really need, isn't it?
Then he looks at himself, and then he looks at the two other mechanics. Oh, I think I need 30 credits.
Hmm. I would like to try a negotiation roll here.
Okay. And so this is where we get to introduce, because I don't think we've introduced it yet. Let me grab his stats. Opposed checks. Anybody else remember if I've introduced opposed checks to you guys yet?
I don't think you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So opposed checks in most of what I've been getting you guys to roll is based off of standard difficulties. So it's like, okay, this, interaction in general is probably going to be medium difficulty, average difficulty. So that's like 2 purple. Really easy is like 1 purple. And then the black die are just the incidental things. Opposed checks are what you roll if it's between 2 characters that have stat blocks, essentially. So if you're having an argument that you're having to essentially between 2 player characters, one of you is trying to convince the other one, then there will be an opposed check, and it is built off of what the die are for the opposing character. So here, and you said you wanted to do negotiation.
Yep.
We are going to go against his negotiation here, because he is not actively hostile to you just yet. And so this character, his stat block, he has 2 greens and a yellow in his negotiation. So that means that Kira is going to have to make a negotiation roll, because that's what she's wanting to do, and have to have 2 purple and a red, because those are the opposites of the green and yellow.
Okay, I get it.
So you can make a negotiation with 2 purple and a red.
Okay, I clicked out of the box this time, so let's see if it goes through. It did. Delightful.
I don't see the red though.
I don't see the red. So
God damn it, it's there!
roll 1 red.
Why did it not? That's so fucked up! Why did it? That's so weird. Why did it? I'm just.
Like I
What?
said, as much as I love this, API script, for some things, it is also really janky at times. It doesn't do things logically. Okay. So that's going to be a failure. It counts as not one of your successes, so she ends up with 2 successes and an advantage. So you are trying to talk down the price?
Talk down the price, yes.
So he kind of fumbles around for a minute, and you can see him kind of like losing wind, essentially, because he was not expecting to have to do this. He was like originally coming in here just to fix the fucking ship, and now he's trying to negotiate information. And he's like, well, 24 credits. 24 credits. So he kind of like looks over his shoulder, like get approval from the other 2 mechanics, and they're just kind of like, I don't know, fucking know, man.
Dane just
24 credits sounds a lot better to me.
He's like, as soon as you say that, he kind of like perks up again and holds out the greasy, grimy hand, just waiting for the credits.
Al, could you pay the man? You can use my credits, but if he doesn't want to pay him directly.
I will give her the credits. Or him, it.
So he takes the credits and he takes a moment and like counts them, and then closes his like greasy, grimy, nasty fist around them and looks back, like turns towards the other mechanics, and they kind of start talking to each other. You see one of them pulling out a data pad and pointing in different spots, and eventually he gives you essentially the information chip for your own data pads of like, and that's just one of my things I do. Everybody has a data pad. It's just fucking. That's how I talk about things. So everybody gets a free data pad, um, and hands it over, and it is a location out in the void. Probably a good half day on something that gives you a decent amount of speed to get there. Um, but it is a seemingly exact or near exact location of where they're saying this ship is.
Pleasure doing business with you. As for fixing up the ship, come back tomorrow. I'll let you know then.
And he kind of looks at the other mechanics. Yeah. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. And they all kind of like shuffle out of the hangar bay.
All right, boss, idea for you.
What's that?
Help the speak. So I'd probably just get in your way during the meeting with the droids. So I'm thinking, why don't I take the dock over there and we go into the void, get this engine pod for you, while you go talk to the droids.
You guys want to go do that on your lonesome?
I mean, I'll do it on
don't-
my own. The doc doesn't want to come.
Mm, that's a bad idea.
Y'all can't last in the void, if I remember correctly.
No, I
I
don't
can't.
think. Are you? Wasn't there something about the fact that they ride bird things because machines are unreliable out in the void?
Well, I look
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
normal. Yeah.
There's sand and shit that can get in your joints.
Well, can't you like sandproof me or something?
Also, I think there's things that can attack you out there. Right? What do we know about the void?
If you want to know
I just
more
know it's
about
like a hot.
the void, you guys will have to make outer rim checks.
Okay, let's do
It'll
that.
be outer
It
rim checks. At this point, it'll be 3 purple.
isn't it just desert?
Well, you
Well,
guys,
there
the
might
basic
be.
information that all of you know is that the void is what they refer to as essentially the desert that essentially envelops the entire planet, aside from a few canyons and like very, very small oases that are scattered really, really far apart. And it is extremely flat, extremely hot and arid and dry, and inhospitable. But if you want to know more about like things going on in the void, if there's any extra information, you'll have to do a knowledge check.
I completely negated my roll.
Yes, you did.
I got a triumph on a failed roll.
Oof.
I just, yeah, that wasn't.
So
I feel like there's things that could kill you out there too.
I hold up my
Mercy.
gun and my shield.
Mercy does manage to you did a little bit of light reading on your way here, and you know the basics, but you also went into kind of some weird sides of information. In there is rumors out there from people that are in the various mining towns and such scattered across Abafar that they say that there's something big out in the void. The only confirmed species on Abafar, as far as the Republic and Empire are generally aware, and the public is aware, is the Void Walkers, the giant reptile ostriches. But the people that live on Abafar swear that there is something else out there, though they have no proof.
Good. Ominous.
I feel like it's safe to assume that there's not only one species on this planet.
Well, either way, if there's no confirmed reports, it means there's a less likely chance that I'll get involved with stuff. Let me be useful to you guys. I don't want to flub up some stuff. So I'll go get the part. I got this.
Al, you're so confident. I love that about you. I love your confidence.
Yeah.
But
Always you.
I'm worried about you on this one. I'd rather have you by my side in case they do start blasting.
To be perfectly honest, I'm also worried about this. It does not sound. It does not sound safe.
Well, it's not safe. That's why I kind of want to do it for you guys.
No, not safe for just you. It's not safe for one person to go. Equipped or not. It's asking for
We-
trouble.
We don't even got a means of going out there right now, neither.
We can maybe rent one of those void walkers.
Yeah, I figured we could just rent one of those birds.
Those birds you shot? What if they smell the blood on you?
Do you think that? Never mind.
Hopefully they don't know about that, because otherwise then we definitely don't have a ride out there.
Yeah, we weren't being pursued, so I don't think they noticed us, right?
Probably didn't, but look, unless you got at least 2 other folks willing to go with you, I ain't sending you out there alone.
Are we also concerned that the meeting will also possibly end in violence?
I mean, who isn't? I
Not
hope
us all
not,
to
but
help you guys.
I don't see why we can't just all try to rent these Voidwalkers and go as a unit. At least anyone who wants to go.
I was just trying to save everybody time. That's what I was thinking.
all right.
Noble of you, but it's a bit too risky for a single person. Again.
All right. So
I know. You win. You win.
let's take stock. Let's take stock. Who wants to go out to the void right now? I look around. Raise your hand.
Yeah, with the raises her hand.
Wants
Gods.
to.
Yeah.
No, that's what I
thinks
was
we
thinking.
Or thinks we should.
Kane raises his hand after that.
Yeah.
I will go to the void. How about that?
We have Kane, Mercy, and Galatea raising their hands.
I'll raise my hand too.
All right. So, uh, either I'm going into this negotiating thing on my lonesome, or all of us are going to the void. Tell you the truth, I don't really like the idea of getting sand everywhere again. I'll go do some of this negotiating on my own, scope things out. You guys go to the void.
That ain't happening, boss. You taking at least either me or Kane with you.
All right. And I'll go to the void. I'll go to the void with all of you. But I demand a flight suit. I'm not going out there in my nice outfit.
Boss, we got like 10 million suits in the yacht.
All of them the dress suits.
They're all the exact same.
You're gonna need tools.
We can get them off the ship.
Yeah, I'd imagine that there's basic, like, upkeep tools in the ship
Okay.
that you're not going to have to worry about. It's just kind of
But
part
we-
of the package deal that you get at the start of this game right now.
Okay, that's fine. Will it be good enough to tear apart a ship to get to a part?
Depends on how damaged the ship is.
We do also have a lightsaber.
You are confident that the if you can get inside the ship and get to where you need to, they're gonna be fine for that. It's the getting inside and getting to where you need to that is a questionable thing.
All right.
So I will go suit up, and change and look very, very grumpy about having to change out of my nice clothes. Get, like a helmet on, make sure my hair is covered entirely. If he's not fucking around with this, she's not trying to look like a mess anymore. But after that, ready for the void.
All right, Doc, I need you to oil me up nice and good, eh?
Oh god.
Are you
Yeah.
talking to me?
No, that's me.
No, you're
Oh.
Fuzzball. That's Doc.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Doc. Yeah, okay. I'll start going over Galatea's parts, make sure that everything's covered that can be covered, and
Just imagining you like
minimize.
wrapping fucking Galatea in like cling wrap now.
I was gonna just like make sure there aren't any like troublesome holes that like I don't know. I guess sure, yeah, I'll put do you mind having duct tape?
Duct tape's fine.
Like
Um,
if there's anything concerning, but like I wasn't planning on yeah, okay. I'll make her sand proof ish.
Ish.
But like still like I don't want to accidentally like fuck up her motor functions.
Oh, also, can I either bank that triumph or learn something that might be helpful about the void while we prep for it?
You can bank that triumph for another knowledge.
Oh, we'll do.
do we have goggles on the ship? Because I imagine it's going to be windy and sandstormy.
Roll me a d20.
Oh. There. 3. That's
No.
3 pairs of goggles. Damn it!
No. No goggles.
Damn it! Shit. Alright, well, make do with what we can. Do we have any cloth? Just like that I can tear?
I mean, there's
some?
bed
We
sheets
did
and shit.
establish that boss has like 10 closets filled with
Well,
the suits.
And also, if you look at the map, all of the like number 9s are considered staterooms that can fit 2 people, and then both the 12s are also like their crew quarters. So there's quite a few beds with probably spare linens and shit on this, because this is a yacht and not a like smuggling or like business vessel.
Also, could we spend light side points so that Kane can have some goggles?
If you want to spend a light side point, you can say you got goggles, but you're spending a light
Was
side
for
point.
everyone or
Fine with that. We need our combats to be able to see.
I would say 2 goggles per light side point.
I think 1 point for 2 pairs is good. Give it to me, and then give it to whoever has a gun.
Yeah, probably Kane and Gal's my feeling.
I mean,
Well,
I don't need it. I'm a droid.
Gal
he's a
robot.
droid.
Oh yeah, she's a robot. Yeah.
Gal's gonna
Never
have other
mind.
So
issues.
that's-
Gal's gonna have other concerns.
Yeah, Gal's gonna have to worry about sand getting in her everything.
Well, that's what I got Doc for.
yeah, that's why I got the duct tape.
How good are you with the blaster, Doc? Please say good.
Passable? I have one.
Sounds great. I'm
As I'm trying to remember what I'm like, I remember I like at least gave myself some skill in it.
Let me look here. Because that's going to be on your skills check.
Skills.
I think if you're just getting like normal blasters, then that would be a light
Yeah.
ranged.
Yeah, and I have a light blaster, like a normal, light pistol blaster. So yeah,
Mhm.
I have a thing. And if my shooting starts being
Not
terrible, I can
lying.
always kind of
If you want like little GM nudging, Marcy actually is better at better shooting than Risha is.
Okay, sure.
Marcy's got agility for days.
Hey, you too.
All right,
Yeah,
so I'll get some goggles, right?
If Joe wants to use that, because he's the one that flipped the light side point.
Yeah, I say I'm okay with using it. That's 2 votes. Use it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, do it.
Yep.
All right.
And if
Um,
you, Kira just flipped it for you, so it is 3-3, light side, dark side now.
the balance.
Balance has
Um,
been achieved, but for how long?
not long.
Yeah, I imagine we generally fashion ourselves like essentially like head like if we don't have hoods, like headscarves and like face masks and such wrap our
Yeah, we're looking
exposed skin.
full desert traveling garb.
Alright. So you guys all managed to get that together. So you feel like personally, you all are set up to go into the desert. You all are going to be able to uh, get there maybe comfortably, maybe not, but you'll get there. But next question is, how do you get there?
We need to get some void stalkers. Stalkers?
Yep.
Walkers?
Walkers.
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 Emus. Naked
Stalkers
emus.
sounds more ominous, so I should, yeah.
They're naked emus, and they will always be naked emus.
Naked emus. Okay. Let's
So,
go get us some birds.
okay, so you guys exit the hangar bay and head back into the town. And it seems like most of the Void Walkers, the Stampede from earlier, have been corralled. You don't see any more wandering. You don't hear the chaos that they were bringing. Um, so you guys set out into the city. It's starting to get, again, a little bit darker and a little bit darker each time you come out. And as the heat of the day is fading, um, the life is seeming to pop back out um, in this town. It is now officially at least the end of um, the workday to some extent. And uh, there's more people out than you saw even when you first arrived. And they're wandering around, and there seems to be like little bizarre areas that are even popping up in between um, buildings and in the larger pathways of the city. And it seems to be more alive than when you first arrived. And I'm assuming you guys kind of ask around a little bit. And eventually you get sent towards the south side of the city where there's apparently a Void Walker stable area. And with that, we shall take 10-minute break really fast so I can get some shit set up.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
I need to go and reset my router. I'll be right back.
Gonna go make myself a snackaroo.
Yes.
again.
Hello. Still setting some stuff up. I apologize.
No worries.
What's up, Z? Hello?
Hi. I'm talking to myself. Ignore me. Got a picture. Can't find the picture. Damn.
Oh, so stick figures.
You do not want to rely on my artistic ability. You all will just leave the game if you have to rely on my artistic ability. Yeah, it'll work.
So, yeah, I need to take Nicole to the dentist tomorrow, and we're supposed to get 4 to 8 inches of snow, possibly, and it's gonna rain before that.
So ice
Yeah,
and snow.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I'm really hoping campus is open because my spring break starts next week, and I have my painting project there, and that's due at the end of spring break, and I need to be able to get into the studio, and my ID has expired, so I don't have my ID program to open the studio.
Oh no.
If it is canceled, I'll send an like message to my professor or like to my classmates like if anyone's going to campus to pick up shit, let me know. So I need to do that. And I need a drive to pick that up because it's 4 pieces of wood. That's very heavy. It broke my portfolio when I was walking in. I was like, God damn it.
Is there like a theme to this project or
So the whole semester we're kind of doing everything sort of focused on like space and like spatial relationships and stuff like that. So this one was like inner space, and each one we have like two sketchbook assignments where we do a reading and then listen to a podcast. And the reading is like we get like one assigned to us, and then the podcast is like we can pick from a couple of different channels, and so yeah, it's Mine's going more onto like sort of memory and such. Um, so yeah, I'm doing like kind of transitions through time.
Is it related to that red flower one that you
No,
shared?
not at
Okay.
all. I went back to my more figurative stuff, and it's also going to be more monochrome this time around, just because I'm gonna like we are supposed to bring in more mixed media for this one, and so I'm gonna go more into like lean in more into the drawing side
Gotcha.
and such. Um, so yeah, I learned that you can get a really nice fully shaded figure by doing chalk pastel and gesso within like 10 minutes, and it looks painted and it looks real nice as opposed to the 10 minutes it would take to mix all those paints. I'm like, wow, okay, that's fun. But it's only monochrome, obviously. You can't do it for like we
Can't do it
wanted
for
to
the
do like
rainbow.
realistic clips. What?
Said can't do it for the rainbow.
No, because then it just it because the whole point is that it smears real nice and it blends really quickly, and that would just make it like a really gross brown. I mean, you could if you were really like clean about it, but I feel like the best part was like I just you like I half finger painted on it. It was great. I'm like, oh yes. I don't know. This one's gonna be a lot like looser and kind of go leaning more into the like sort of process, and there's gonna be like unfinished. Like the figures are gonna be like more finished as they go on and stuff like that. So
Mm. Need to share
more
it when you're
gestural.
done. You want to
I
see?
will. I will. It's but I do have entire I do have next week off to work on it, which would be nice. But I have to paint it on the floor because I did like four separate panels. Um and so therefore like I can't put it on an easel because they're heavy, so it's not like I can just like yeah. Or I could always hang them on my wall since I'll be at home. Huh.
Just remember a tarp.
Yes. No, the entire it's not a basement. I keep saying it's a basement. It's the first floor technically, but it feels like a basement. Um that the room down there is just it's gonna be covered things. I already got paint on the bedspread. For the last project, I was like, God damn it. And on the wall.
I know it's like a
Um,
stupid thing, but I always really wanted to do one of those like where you fill up all the water balloons with paint and you just pop them and just
oh
like
yeah.
mess and chaos because that seems like so much fun.
It does seem very therapeutic. Um, one of the girls in my class, she had painted this very nice I don't know exactly where she's going with this, but she did do like a very nice it looks kind of sort of like almost like what you would like a very nice like kind of painted flower with a little bit of like gilding that you would find as like in the like home goods section or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And but then she started I think she's gonna have another image over it, but she's gonna have like she started pouring like black paint on it. That felt very therapeutic.
Are we back, Joe? Are we alive?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Awesome.
Kara is here.
Yep.
Envy and you here. Envy and damn it.
Yeah,
Hey, there we
Okay.
go.
I said yeah, but I was muted.
Okay, we can get back into it. Let me swap this back over to the gameplay. I was shifting things around, so that's why Timo popped up. I apologize. I was trying to organize.
No. A
Um,
wild Timo appears.
well, Timo appears. So you guys all start heading down towards the south side of the city, where there is the Void Walker stables. And you get there and you find very high fences, kind of shoddy fences. It's clearly kind of been slapped together with extra bits of metal and such. But fairly high fences surrounding essentially a corral of probably 2 or 3 dozen of these void walkers in various ages and sizes. Some are very, very small, some are pretty large. The biggest ones stand about 10 feet tall when their heads are all the way erect. And look like they can probably handle a decently sized humanoid. And kind of hanging over the side of one of these fences, shouting at some
What?
workers. What?
I'm sorry. Asshole.
Yeah, tell Iris to fuck off. um, kind of hanging over the side of one of these fences, looking in and shouting at some workers that seem to be trying to corral one specific injured looking void walker into a separate corner to take care of, is a fairly lean, tall, young woman. She looks human or near human in nature, and I can share a picture. Doesn't seem to have the same sun-baked look as a lot of the people in the city, and is wearing a cap and goggles, and her outfit seems to be a fairly sturdy leather all the way around, and on her hip you can see 2 very prominent, very heavy-duty electro whips. And as soon as you all approach, she kind of turns her head just slightly to catch you all in the corner of her eye, pauses for a second, and then goes back to shouting at the people in the corral, seemingly ignoring you.
So first things first, we can't trust this woman. I know who that is.
I just had to grab a picture. I know who it is too, but it was like, this works. Shut up, you Star Wars nerd.
I was gonna say she cute. She looks cute.
She's
I
real
also
cute.
think-
Her
yeah.
comic's great. But-
Yeah.
The comic's great. The actual character that this is in Star Wars, but I just need an image. It's not that person.
She's
Uh-huh,
cute.
uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I mean, if you want me to throw Darth Vader at you, I will.
Several thousand years before the fact.
I will. Timey-wimey bullshit. I'll figure it out.
All right. I will approach this. Definitely not that woman. Um, shit. Sorry, I forgot my accent. I have to find it again.
Hey, boss, you can do it.
Good evening. Are you the lady in charge here?
She kind of takes a slow breath, finishes what she was saying to the people in the corral, and kind of looks at you. And who is asking?
Virginia Fell. Here representing the Heaps Consortium.
She kind of like just arches a brow, very clearly doesn't know or doesn't care. And then she just kind of shrugs. Yeah, these are mine. What do you want?
We're looking to borrow a few of them for, little trip, bit of a jaunt.
Little trip.
Bit of a jaunt.
Uh-huh. And she looks into the corral and seems to be kind of counting heads for a moment. and looks back at you. If you want, I can rent a few to you. But if you bring any of them back injured, I take it out in your own blood.
That Kane looks over and like gets that narrowed look in his eyes, but he doesn't say anything. He just, what the hell is this woman's deal?
I feel like
That's a
Kane's
really intense way to say, "I'll get you."
I feel like Kane's one of those characters that, like, in the wide shots, you can always check his expression, and it's always funny. You know,
To be fair, they are pretty cute birds.
they
I
are
understand.
in a creepy sort of way.
Are you guys saying that in character or out of
Yeah,
character?
I
No,
said that in
no, I'm
character.
not saying that in
Oh, I
character.
said that in character.
She hears that and she kind of like arches a brow and looks around and finds Risha is like, finally some people with sense around here. And she looks back at Iffy and it's like very clearly, okay, what are you wanting? I've given you my terms.
You know, I appreciate somebody who cares about their product like this. Uh, we'll be needing, let's see, one for each of us, probably plus one more, maybe in case we need to carry anything back.
And she kind of looks around and counts the group. Okay. So 6 Void Walkers. I'm assuming you're taking all of them. She kind of like gestures towards the random assortment that you have surrounding you.
Sure am. Couldn't ask for nicer company.
Why does that sound so sarcastic?
And she hops off the fence. And when she lands, she is fairly short. She stands a good like 5'2", 5'3", and very, very lean, light figure. Yet she walks up directly in front of each of you without seeming to shy away or back off at all, clearly looking all of you head to foot, like calculating. And then she walks back over to the fence and hops back up on top of it and kind of leans over and she's looking through the herd. And you can hear her kind of mutter a couple of names under her breath, count on her fingers. And she looks back at you, Iffy. How long are you wanting them?
So it's like I think it's half day there and half day back. So it's like, do we want to say 2 days to be sure, or just one day?
2 days for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll be looking for 2 days.
And she's like, okay, so 6 of you, 2 days. And she starts doing the math as I do the math because it's fucking late at night.
How to do
And
math.
she's like, 250.
All right. I don't have 250. Do we have 250 between us?
Let me see.
You do not. I can answer that question.
Oh, I was like, I think you gave me like a smattering. Okay, yeah, I have 50. Never mind. I was like, I thought I had like 100 or something. No.
How do 5 people not have 250 credits between them?
Well,
Oh, I was muted. I realized I have enough.
You have enough?
Yeah, because I took money for the extra obligation
a
thing
burden. Hell yeah.
because I wanted stuff.
That is
And then I didn't spend all of it because I was like, I feel like maybe because I'm like, I don't know what I need really. I got what I thought I might need, and I'm like, I'll save some in case I realize that I need other things.
You're
So
our
yes, I
saver this
have
time.
250.
Would you like to take point on this one then?
Yeah. You mean I'm not really, but sure. Yeah. I can talk. I can talk. I'm definitely great at talking.
You got this. I believe in you.
Am I supposed to?
Remember everything you learned from me.
It ain't much. I'm gonna tell you. I have not learned much.
That feels like it's insulting to somebody, but I don't quite know who.
Good,
Me.
right?
Um, I don't.
Oh,
You
if you
saying you want me to get a lower price? Because I don't think I can.
All
I don't
right.
think she knows enough to.
See, yeah, this lady definitely knows her shit. Okay, I can try and get a lower price. I could try and get a lower price. Oh,
Oh no.
Oh.
oh,
there goes Ambien.
oh, what?
Oh.
Um, would you like me to keep going or wait? Because I'm just gonna try and make a negotiation again.
I want to help, but I'm not gonna be good at it.
I think we should just pay up at this point.
Yeah.
I'm fine just paying, like, because I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, that was another thing. I'm like, you asked if I wanted to take point. I'm like, am I supposed to get a lower price? Because I thought it was okay. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I'll pay up. Oh, that's totally fine.
Okay, so you step forward and offer over the credits, and the woman kind of takes them and very clearly takes time to count and make sure that they are all there. And then she pockets it, and she gives a little nod. She's, all right, 2 days. I expect them back here by sundown. 2 days time. Don't make me go searching for you.
We'll have them here for you.
And she nods and hops back up onto the fence and starts shouting, in what you guys can all very clearly hear at this point is not like galactic basic. It's something else. And the people in the corral start rushing around and trying to gather the ones that she is calling out. And it takes a little bit of time, but eventually you end up with 6 very tall, fairly strong looking dewback, or not dewbacks. I say dewbacks because that's where the stables are in this. Void walkers, all kind of positioned in front of you with a little bit of. They all have kind of reins around their mouth and something that kind of passes as a saddle. It's really just more a blanket that has been secured around their middle, to make riding them slightly more pleasant. So they are tying all of them up for all of you to pick out the ones that you want and try to climb aboard. And let me see here. So this, we do not have animal handling in Star Wars because that's really not something that's used very often. However, survival is what passes for it in this system. So everybody will need to make survival checks with 2 purple to try and get onto these void walkers semi-successfully and stay aboard.
Oh god, can't wait to do this shit.
Pretty sure
Was it
2
that's
3
on.
purples
purple,
or
huh?
2? Two?
Wait.
You know, it's funny because in the movies, it is often that the characters ride
Huh.
animals
Mm-hmm.
or deal with animals.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad there's not animal handling. Like, I
Does
feel like there
Yeah,
needs to be.
there should be something because it is common in the movies.
so I got 1 advantage, but not a success.
Um,
That's weird.
well, pretty much everybody else failed.
We're all
Risha,
baby
A
guys.
success.
Risha got on no issues. You tapped into that Tagruta nature, like mentally back on Chili, like some primal knowledge in you. And
I've never been on like I grew up in the streets. I'm a city girl. I definitely know nature. I know this. I got this, guys.
you pick one, like you're the first one over there because you complimented these things, and Clarel was like, I like you. You complimented my animals. And you ended up with the like most tame one. And it's just chilling out, and you hop up on board and you settle yourself down and you turn around looking at the rest of your group who are all desperately trying to get on these Void Walkers and failing in various means.
Can I help them in any way?
I want to hear at least two of them explain how they are falling off these Void Walkers.
Okay, fair.
Entertain me. Who wants to go first? How are you failing getting on a Void Walker?
How tall are these things?
They are the ones that you're riding. Their back is probably a good 5 feet off the ground.
All right, all right, all right. So Iffy has not dealt with very many animals in her life because she was mostly on ships and whatnot. She wasn't taking in the natural beauty of apes. So, despite her height, as she approaches the thing, she tries to grab onto it, thinks that she has a good hold, and tries to swing herself over. But she only got hold of the blanket, which then rotates, and she ends up face planting into its side.
You just hear this like weird squeaking squawk out of this creature as it starts trying to run, but it is tied up to a post right now. And so it just kind of starts going in circles with you stuck on its back like this. Who else wants to explain how they failed?
Did I quick clarifying? Did I fail technically?
I will say that you don't fall.
It's just not graceful.
You start to get up, and as you're trying to like swing over, you can feel the Void Walker kind of shift underneath you, and like instinctively you're like, nope, and you drop back down onto your foot. Not getting on it, but also managing to avoid any overt embarrassment by like falling or being thrown off.
Just kind of staring at it, looking at it, trying to size up the issue. Like, all right, how do I do this? Meanwhile,
As Galatea like goes over to like put her hand on the bird to like get on it, the bird just kind of like shifts like 3 feet away, and then so like Galatea like goes 3 feet forward, try to grab onto it. It just keeps like inching 3 feet away, just until finally she just like jumps on it after a long time of just shifting away slash towards.
It's like you guys are going around like the post,
Yeah.
like facing off. Like, ooh, you gotta go this way, you gotta go that way.
Never trust a naked emu.
Would you like to describe Marcy's failure in being?
She's trying to figure out how to put her leg over the animal and having real trouble, like, where do I put my foot? And at one point she just puts the foot all the way on top of the back and is like doing the splits. And then the animal shifts a little bit, and then she just kind of spins around and falls down.
Okay. So I will let the 4 of you re-roll. Is going to be 2 purple again. You all get a blue, and as you got an advantage, Kane, you'll get 2 blues.
oh, thank God.
2 purples, 2 blue, or 2 purples, 2 blues for Kane, 2 purples, and a single blue for the rest of you.
Okay.
And like rolls his shoulders and cracks his neck. Ah! Are you fucking kidding me?
I did it.
So, Iffy has a threat. Gal has a threat. Kane fails. Marcy succeeds. Technically, you're supposed to have 2 blues, but you succeeded. You got enough things to succeed. So, Mercy, you end up managing to get up onto the, the bird after repositioning yourself and renegotiating with this bird, taking a moment like, okay, look, I need you to stay still. And if you stay still, it's going to be better for both of us. And I imagine if he was still stuck on the back of this fucking thing and just manages to, like, not gracefully lever herself up into a sitting position, which
She's
she
dying inside.
takes as a success.
Absolute dying inside.
Gal's jump at this bird managed to surprise it enough, and then I imagine her just like fucking like cartoon clambering onto the back from jumping on
Yep.
its front.
Yep. Yep.
And Kane, you start to get up onto this thing again. You feel it shift under you again.
I just bail again. It's the same exact thing, just like, nope, okay, cool. Let's let it have its way. Give it a minute.
You might want to try the other one that nobody's trying to get on right now. Maybe this one's just a little too much for you.
You know what? I will try that one. I'm just gonna go over to that one. Do I roll 1 blue this time?
No, you got a whole bunch of advantages, so you'll roll the same thing again. See if admitting defeat with 1 will save you. Nope.
Please.
You fail even worse.
Ah!
I
I imagine
pity on this poor man and just like strap him in.
Kane just walks over to a different one, and then he puts a hand on it, puts a foot in the stirrup, and then like it immediately starts to like scuttle away, and he's just like duh, and then he does like a really really long splits, and then pulls his foot out at the last second before he gets completely dragged. You're right. I could just walk. I could walk.
Oh, I can't.
But we
breathe.
put him on a cart. We'll keep him on the cargo cart.
Drag him behind us. Here's like a scrap of metal. Just ride it. I'm sure you actually might have a better chance at like kind of wakeboarding-esque behind this thing than you would getting on this thing at this point in time.
No, I can do it. I can ride it. I just gotta find the right one. I'll go to a different one.
Our Twitch viewer suggests sand skis.
Yes.
Can I roll it one more time on a different one? If it doesn't work, I will legit just sand surfboard.
Yeah, you try one more time.
Please. Thank
Hey!
God. I go over to this one and I have my hands up and I'm just like, okay, you see me. I am going to climb onto the saddle now. Please don't walk literally just away while I'm mid-mount.
Just imagining you like stare into this thing's eyes and the Force theme starts playing.
Trying to negotiate with a naked emu. That's how we're using the Force in this campaign.
That is definitely how you're supposed to use the Force, by the way. It's important.
Didn't this exact scene happen in The Mandalorian?
Maybe.
Kinda. Oh. So you managed to get up on this one. This one seems to be a little bit more mild-mannered like Risha's. Perhaps just a little bit on the older side. And just kind of like, fucking okay. You just kind of see it's this like this poor Voidwalker has seen some shit, and you are not the worst of its problem.
It's the old trail horse.
Good. Good. I suppose I should get the jaded one. That does make sense.
So you all managed to get onto these Voidwalkers, and you have one extra that is tied up. Who wants to be the responsible one for helping to guide this sixth Voidwalker?
Should
I have the
I?
survival of 1.
Oh, I have, I guess, passables. I have 3 survival.
Nice.
Okay,
I've
so
got
That's
3
more
as
than
well,
1.
but my luck's been bad, so I trust you with it.
All right, I'll take. You know what? It's narratively makes sense that I would take the
You're the
problem.
naked emu.
The
Boss
problem.
stuck.
Yeah, apparently now I've bonded. Huh? Maybe I
it's
should have gotten out of the city earlier.
the second one that Kane tried to get up on top of. That's just like wandering wherever the fuck it wants, and you just take the reins and kind of attach it to the one that you're currently on, and you all are kind of guided around this edge of the stables towards what looks like essentially a giant ramp out of the canyon. It's very clearly man-made. It has been cut into the stone and up into the desert. And it is blocked by a very, very large set of gates. However, as you get closer and closer, Clarel, who's kind of leading you through to the gates at least, shouts out, and you see a head poke out over kind of the top of like a rampart section. Look at it, all of you, and then you hear the slow creaking groan as the gates slowly start to open, just enough for all of you to go out single file. And as soon as you reach the gates, Clarel stops, looks over all the Voidwalkers over again, kind of pats them down, make sure that they are ready to go. She nods and says, "All right, get him back to me," and just kind of waves you on as you all exit the gates and into the void at dusk. Let me see this. Give me a marching order.
I'm probably up front.
Where are the tokens? I don't.
Well, I just need to hear it. I don't need to see it.
Oh, okay.
I'll go behind Gal.
Okay, Gal, Iffy. Who's next?
Marcy.
Marcy.
I'll take up the rear with the extra one and try to keep an eye out behind us. Yeah.
Okay. And then Kane in between Marcy and Risha. Alright. So as you all exit out into, or go up the ramp and exit out into the void, you guys are almost immediately struck by just how empty everything looks. Looking back towards the town as you go further and further away from it, the only sign that there is any type of civilization is the top of Timo's palace kind of poking out over the top of a sand dune. There is no other sign that that canyon and that town is there. And as you look around, it is just flat desert horizon as far as you can see. You don't see any plants. You don't see any rock formations. It is just empty. And the second thing that you notice as you head out into the void is that the moment that you are completely out of the canyon, the winds pick up. And it feels like you are just kind of being battered from every side by these winds that seem to be fairly constant. The Void Walkers don't seem to have any issues. You can all see that they have like a third eyelid essentially that just immediately closes as they enter into the winds. And as soon as they are in open area and it's all flat ahead of them, they all immediately bolt off and start running. And who of you has probably ridden a animal before and not just a swoop bike or a speeder? If anybody has. No.
Not me.
Nope.
I already said if he didn't.
I already said I'm a city
I
girl.
doubt Kane has.
Okay.
God.
So all of you are fairly shocked as these Voidwalkers hit their strides. They are moving fast, and though there is a constant like swaying rhythm to their motion, it is fairly smooth. Imagine a couple of you have ridden some swoop bikes and speeders that are like will shake you to pieces as you're riding them. But these is just like once you get into the rhythm of this like sway of these void walkers, it's actually not horrible. Though you also can tell that if you fall off, it's not going to be fun because you guys reach probably a good 40, 50 miles an hour as they hit full speed. These things are fast. And with that, I will need some people to start rolling. Somebody roll me a D100. Who's the
I
first
got
victim?
this. I got this.
Okay,
Isn't that exactly what I rolled last time?
I think so. So, as you all go out through the void, the sun finally sets over the horizon, and you can see just a vast expanse of space, completely foreign to all of you. You've never been in this part of the galaxy, really. You've never been on the planets in this system, and it is stunning and gorgeous, particularly for a couple of you that have been primarily in cities, where it is hard at times to see the stars. But with essentially no light pollution, no starship traffic, no satellites or space stations orbiting the planet, it is just pure and simple what is natural to Abafar. And as darkness begins to settle, it seems to be okay for about 20-30 minutes. And then all of you begin to feel a chill beginning to course through your body as the temperature begins to rapidly drop.
Oh.
And you have the tingling sensation. Probably Kane. And I'd say Risha. That, oh yeah. In hot planets, when the sun is gone, they get cold really fast.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hell. We need to find somewhere to get shelter and warmth.
Dig a hole.
His teeth are chattering.
Yeah, let's dig a hole real quick.
Dig a hole?
Yep.
No, we're not going to dig a... That's not going to be enough. There's 6 of us.
It'll
of
keep
us.
us safe. It'll keep us safe from the wind. That's the real killer here.
True, but we also could try to find maybe like a small embankment of some kind and push into it a bit.
An embankment in the desert plains.
Oh, it's just as good an idea as digging a fucking hole.
At least we can dig a hole now and actually be safe rather than chancing on a embankment on the desert plains.
Ugh.
I
Is
will.
there any? Is this like featureless flat ground, or is it like kind
Yeah.
of like oh
So
nothing?
essentially what you all, I will say, you all have gathered and from the little bits and pieces that you all have shared with each other and learned on your own, this planet essentially looks featureless until you're right on top of a feature. There is nothing raised, it is all sunken. So it's going to be canyons and valleys. All the oases that are out there are sunk into the ground. So there is nothing that you can see from where you're sitting on the Void Walkers. However, that doesn't mean that there's necessarily absolutely nothing. It's just you can't see anything to know what direction to head. So it's a chance.
Shit.
Say we should probably try to go as long as we can.
Maybe the Void Walkers know what to do.
Can we ask? Can we speak with animals? Can we use the force to do that?
There is actually force powers that do that, and I do not believe Kane has that.
I definitely do not.
I want
Um,
them now.
Kane will just like squint and look into the just nothing and just say, at great risk to my personal well-being, I think Galatea might be right. If we try to push through and just hope that we get somewhere, but we don't, we're going to be stuck with the wind. But if we stop now and manage to dig, we might be able to make a little bit of a place to catch respite. It'll slow our travel time, but not by a great amount, I imagine.
Yeah. At this point, I just, oh, it's cold.
Yeah, I was just saying that we just go and I guess we'll say that we move on until it's gotten too cold. Okay.
So are we stopping immediately as you guys realize this, or are you going to keep going until you feel like you absolutely have to stop to dig a hole?
We need to do it now.
I was
I
saying
think
like
doing it now.
do it now before it gets too cold because once it gets like too cold, it's going to be a hell of a challenge to get it done. Is my thinking.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Okay. So you all stop and you look around and you don't see anything, so you all kind of rein in the void walkers and kind of huddle up and circle around each other and start digging. What do I need to make you roll?
Survival?
Survival or
Can I argue for brawl and punch the ground with my riot shield?
I was about to say, well, if you don't like your survival and you just have decent brawn, you probably can just roll brawn to like start trying to dig. I imagine most of you are going to be trying to dig with your hands and or feet.
I suppose.
I don't
We're
think
not.
any of you have shovels.
I hope.
Well, I'm a droid, so can I like use my hands as like moderate shovels? Kinda, because I don't have like the strain that humans don't that do.
I can, whatever you roll, I can say that you get a blue die added on top of it because it's not as hard for you to deal with it. So
How do I roll just brawn?
you'll essentially have to build it. It's just 2 green, or 2 or 3 green, however many brawn you have. And it'll be 2 purple and a black for anybody who wants to help with the digging the hole.
Oh, God.
Survival
Oh.
or brawn.
Yeah, I can help with survival, I guess.
I have. No, that's
Marcy canceled herself out. I love when that happens.
Conditioned only applies to athletics check. Darn it. Okay. So it's 2
Hey.
purple and no black or
2
blue?
purple and a black. Galatea got some blue because she's a droid.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
And
We got something from Iffy. We got something from Risha.
just raw brawn? How do I roll?
You have to build it.
Yourself. Yeah.
Oh.
Just the number of greens that you have in brawn.
So it's just greens equal to the number of my value of brawn?
Yes.
Be okay.
Okay.
With 2 purple and a black. And you canceled yourself out.
Damn it.
So
I
I
didn't get both twice there. I'm sorry. I accidentally hit the button.
So Risha and Iffy are the only ones that succeed at digging the hole.
We're gonna die.
Hey, I got an advantage. Only one of my advantages got cut. I even got an advantage. Let's go. We're good. We got this.
Alright. Somebody not Piper. Roll me a D100.
Oh, it's funny.
I will.
Okay, you
I
guys
don't know
just
if high is good.
you guys just feel the temperature continuing to drop, where it was probably sitting right at like 110, 115 degrees right there at the middle of the day. It has swung wildly to the other end of the spectrum, and you're rapidly approaching like probably 35 degrees now at this point, and it doesn't feel like it's slowing down at all.
Oh, hell.
I use my medical knowledge to try and help with them before it gets bad for them.
If you want to stop digging, then you can give them boosts on their rolls.
Yeah, I think I should do that. Do some medicine stuff.
Okay. So you try to help everybody, so everybody can make another roll, whatever you just did. 2 purples and a black, and you all get a blue die because Galatea is helping you.
All right, here we go. Well,
Not better.
First.
I'm thinking somebody ought to use the light force here.
Threat.
Oh shit! It didn't roll the blue die. Darn it!
You can just roll a single blue die by itself if you'd like.
What's the command for that?
So you can just go up to the top and build it, and just click 1 blue die, and roll.
Did I just completely cancel myself out? Is
Yes.
that black doesn't? Okay, cool.
So
I'm like, is there something that I didn't see?
most of these die have a blank side to them. That's why even if like you have only 1 green and you're rolling a whole fucking bunch of purples, there is a chance that you can roll the blank side
Yeah.
and still get it.
Oh,
You rolled the blank side with Marcy. So you managed to you rolled 3 threats and a failure and 3 disadvantages. Threats? I can't see. I'm blind. There we go.
No, we got advantage.
It's 3 threats, which are canceling out the 3
Yeah.
advantages, and then the failure triangle, which is canceling out the success explosion.
Yeah. Never mind. I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Gonna die.
Yeah. Does someone want to use a light point? Can we use a light point for something?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
If you want to use a light point, I can't
We
tell
can
you to use
say,
the light point.
we could bring some sort of thermal equipment or like some sort of thermal blanket that we can huddle up under.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
tent.
Or a tent.
A tent in the wind?
Well, an
How about a
insulating.
shovel so we can dig better?
Well, I was think.
What were you
I
thinking,
would.
Jen? You're
Yeah, I
trying to
was
throw out an
thinking
idea.
I was definitely thinking like more on the like thermal blanket or like a heater, like a little personal heater kind of or something like that to
Can we start a fire? Do we have anything to start a fire with?
Not at the moment.
Oh shit.
So the Void Runners are probably doing something on their own to prepare for the night. What are they doing?
It was difficult at first to try and get them to stop. They all can seem to continue to want to run. But when it was made pretty clear, and I guess you kind of like secure them down as best you can, or somebody's holding on to them, and they realize they're not going anywhere, they essentially all huddle together, essentially facing each other in a circle, and huddle down and hunch down.
Join that huddle?
You'd like to.
Yeah, I would actually.
We can just cozy up to the animals, I suppose. That's the best option we have now.
And again, you can use a light point to, like, say, magic hand wavy that you have something if you want to say that you have something, but it does cost a light point.
I think huddling is good, but I also think we should get that blanket.
yeah.
How about I brought a camping kit with us then? Because as a medical person,
It's just in your like you do the Futurama thing that where you just open your middle chest compartment and
Yep.
pull out a camping kit.
Yep.
Okay. Spend the light point if you want to use it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
I
Do
would
it
do
now.
And
as
ensure
soon
that we
as
can
my
huddle.
cooperates.
So we huddle with our void walkers in our camping equipment, and we all share body warmth except for. Well, Galatea, we might want to kick you out because you might be
I don't
stealing
want your
body warmth.
stinking body heat. I'm going outside.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you might be stealing it.
We're
Just
all
imagining you
outside
have, like, a
already.
giant fucking, like, thermal tarp that you just, like, drop over the top of everybody and all the animals.
He just goes out grumbles. Yeah, you're stealing all the heat. Never a thank you, Galatea. You're so used to it. Just, like you just hear grumbling. Does she?
Boston grumbling.
Yep.
Boston grumbling.
Angry Boston noises.
Okay. I will need 2 more D100 rolls from people that have not rolled them.
I'll roll on.
We're gonna die.
I hope not.
We're not going to die.
I got a 47 too.
Okay, and 1 more. Somebody else.
I'll do
I'll
it.
do it.
No,
Boss,
you do
it's
it.
like we're
You do it.
connected.
Fight it out. Somebody do it. There we go. So, you all huddle under the blankets with the Void Walkers, minus Galatea. And you guys can feel the temperature continuing to drop, but then it seems to level out a little bit. And it seems to hit right around... I don't think somebody was supposed to do that. What were you using the next light side point for?
Bad fingered. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Oh, can you
Yeah, I'll
back?
swap it
Sorry.
back over to you.
Yeah. If I like move my cursor slightly, there's like a 10% chance it just clicks again.
There you go. So you all huddle under the this like thermal tarp, and the temperature seems to eventually level out, probably well into like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But it doesn't seem to get any colder than that. And under this tarp, with the body heat of each other and the body heat of these animals, it is not necessarily comfortable, but it is warm enough that you don't feel like you're going to be in too much danger. Um, and as the night wears on, you hear the winds continue to pick up more and more and more. And eventually, it just covers to the point where you were able to earlier. Turn this the fuck down. Okay, there we go. Where earlier it was a fairly easy thing to tuck away this tarp and maintain it. You all find that you're having to fight the tarp to keep it down and like shoving it under. I imagine some of the Void Walkers hoping that they're going to stay in place, trying to use their body weight to keep this down. And the winds just rage over the top of you. Galate, are you fully outside of the tarp?
I assume I would have to be to avoid you.
I was just do we want to? I don't know. Or also like keep an
I am
eye
outside.
out.
No, I'm outside. If something happens to me, I get the roast dog for it. So
Okay.
I win either way.
The rest of the group can't really see this, but you saw it coming ahead of time. You're essentially caught in the middle of a sandstorm. And it is just buffeting you all around. I need you to make a resilience check.
And I use my riot shield to provide cover for me.
Explain how you will do that.
I like sit against the tent, and I just like have the I dig the riot shield like in front of me, and it just I brace against it.
Okay. So it'll be resilience with 3 purple, and I'll give you a blue for the riot shield.
Okay. I'm gonna fail, just so you guys know.
You got it.
1 resilience. Where's my resilience? Oh no, I have 2. I might live.
You cancel out perfectly. You neither succeed nor fail. It's just fucking unpleasant. So you are getting buffeted by this wind and this sand, and you can feel that the shielding of the tarp and the shielding of this riot shield are taking the brunt of it, but you can feel the sand getting into the small joints and crevices of your body. And you can already tell it's not going to be an easy cleanup job afterward. And let me see,
Will be my punishment, I guess. Galatea, come back, it's too bad out there. Doesn't it?
No, I wouldn't want to steal your body. It's fine.
What's Galatea's brawn?
2.
2. Okay. You can get the sense that some of your finer motor functions may not be up to par if you sit through this the entire night.
Did Doc reinforce me?
Enough to keep you from corroding and breaking, but there's
Alright,
no way to fully sand-proof an entire ass droid.
Alright, I'll duck inside then.
Okay, so you duck inside. It gets really cold for a minute as Galatea scrambles back inside and tries to settle herself down and help fighting this tarp to stay down. where Galatea was fairly pristine, like white and black, when you all arrived earlier that day. Galatea is now taking on a distinctly kind of yellowy orangey hue from all of the sand. Gonna need some power washing on the droid.
Oh, Gal, your chassis! Your chassis!
Uh, things I do for the boss.
Oh,
And
Gal, it's awful!
I didn't
Not that
mean
bad, is it?
really kick you out. It was just a do we want to? And then I felt we have a conversation.
You're trying to reason with her, and she calls me Fuzzball. Have you seen me?
I thought we could have a professional tactical discussion, but then again, I remember she opened fire on other cute, adorable birds.
Why would you ever think that anything about this is professional?
I don't know. I try sometimes. Okay, I had a reputation. I forget.
Oh, you had it. Sorry.
I know. It's gone.
so you all manage to get through the night. It's not restful by any stretch of the imagination. And as you all begin to feel the air start to warm up around you, you all can hear that the storm begins to fade. And slowly but surely, the desert seems to come back to what you all remembered from when you first arrived and first entered into the desert. By the time the storm is fading and is gone, it is probably around like 4 or 5 a.m. You guys dealt with the storm and the cold for a very long time, and it doesn't start to warm up until around 6 or 7 when the first rays of the sun begin to peek over the horizon of the void. And as you all kind of emerge from your half-buried thermal tarp, and gather your things and double check with the void walkers, make sure that they're okay. I want everybody to make a perception with 2 purple.
Perception. Oh, mine was really good. Nice.
Why was that a not happy noise? You should be happy.
Because I saw fell first, and I saw the threat, and I was like, fuck.
So, Kane, you are the first to kind of look around and try to take stock of your surroundings. And you think you see in the distance, right on the horizon. It's hard to tell in this kind of half light of dawn. That you think you see something sticking out above the desert. And iffy, you kind of squint a little bit when you see Kane kind of peering into the distance a little too long. And you also think you see something really, really far off, like a shadow.
Should probably try and get a better look at that before we go calling out to it. Especially given how few other things there are here and the rumor of something large.
Is it generally guesstimating about where the location we are given of the ship?
It's in the direction, but You're not 100% certain at the moment of if it's in the same location. It's in the same direction.
Well, we should probably get moving because it's only gonna get worse as the day goes on. Right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh no.
oh no! Welcome
Galatea
back.
has powered off.
Hear me?
Hi, Piper.
Okay. I was saying, Z, I bought a scanner, but I didn't see like a description on what it does. So I don't know if that's used here.
Good to meet you. Paul.
It just said a hand scanner, so I don't like. I assumed it was like a scanner I hold in my
Okay,
hand.
so yeah, if it's a hand scanner, that's going to be something you can use to like scan things, like up close and personal. It's not something you can like scan the distance with.
Okay.
I say we get moving and we just be cautious of whatever that is on the horizon.
Okay. All in favor of just heading towards the horizon for a bit?
Yeah.
I don't know where else to go. I'm certainly not a survivalist.
Okay, you all take some time to get back up on the Void Walker. Uh, a little bit more successfully than the first time. Definitely not gracefully. The only one that manages to get up gracefully is Risha. Uh, but you all managed to get back up onto the Void Walkers and head off towards the horizon in the direction that you um, were told that this ship was going to be in. And again, the Void Walkers start up, and as soon as they get the kind of reins to go, they take off. And they don't seem to really care that they are being guided in any particular direction. They just want to run. And as you all run towards this direction, the rest of you are able to see these shadows before long. And the longer and longer and longer that you spend heading to this thing, the more and more and more, it looks like something actually rising up out of the desert. If Q were on another desert planet, you might think, oh, maybe that's a rock formation or something like that. But you know it's not with it being Abathar. Um, I want anybody who wants to roll it. Perception with 4 purple.
Ugh. Only one of us can roll it?
I mean, multiple of you can, if you'd like, but it'll be
Oh.
4 purple.
I'll try.
Oh, a triumph!
Ooh.
Where's perception? There it is. Hmm. I see. The inside of my goggles are made of inside goggle.
I see very many threat.
So, Marcy doesn't see anything remarkable. Kane and Iffy, the longer you stare at this shadow, you guys have been around various types of ships enough that you think it might be a section of a ship. It doesn't look like it's a full ship, but it looks like something. Risha, you don't really care as soon as you see that a majority of this thing is possibly a ship. You just kind of start scanning the horizon in more of a general sense, just kind of like taking in everything. And you're fairly certain that when you looked across this shadow, there was something there that when you look back again, it's not there.
That's not ominous at all.
And that's where we're gonna end it tonight.
Oh yeah,
Aw,
that's
damn
good.
it.
Yeah, we like
Good
it when
stuff.
it when
That's
it's
good stuff.
bad.
Alright. Right. So I hope you all enjoyed. I know we're crawling through this, but I'm entertained by the RP that's happening.